What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. So if you're a returning subscriber, welcome and thank you for staying subscribed. And if you are new, make sure that you click the subscription button so that it turns from red to gray, and then you know now you are part of the mom and all crew. So basically guys, in today's video I'm going to be talking about 5 money mistakes to avoid as a new mom. And guys, I feel like as moms we just don't talk about money enough, so this video addresses a lot of money things that we need to start talking about. Some of you may know, some of you probably not, but I'm basically in the financial services sector in terms of my 9 to 5, my career. And guys, I'm also quite passionate about personal finances. Money is always up in here. I think about it a lot of the time because it determines the quality of life that we can give our children, and it also just determines our standard of living, what we can give our children. Anyway, besides our children, what we can get for ourselves as moms as well. So money is close to my heart, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on for the next couple of many videos. So today my first video is one of the 5 money mistakes that I tried to avoid as a new mom, and basically 5 things I think you should be aware of as a new mom. Mistake number 1, it is thinking that it is too early to start saving for your children. It is never too early to start saving because children will forever have needs. From the time you conceive, that first doctor's appointment, buying the pregnancy test, basically you've started spending because of your baby. So start saving as soon as you can, especially for your child, so that your child can know and have access to things that maybe you might not have had access to. Because if you think about it, let's say from the time your child is born, you save 1,000 rand a month for a year, make it 18 years, that's 216,000 rand saved by the time your child turns 18. That means you can afford to buy them the first car or deposit a new apartment, or you can pay for their tertiary education. Basically it gives options, it gives us things that maybe we didn't have access to, or maybe our parents didn't have access to. So mistake number 1 is thinking that it's too early. It is never too early to ensure your children's future. And then money mistake number 2 that we make as new moms is thinking, okay, yes, I save, so I'm saving for my children. And I almost made this mistake as well, where I just thought, okay, yes, I have savings, I'm saving. But if you don't have a separate bank account that is dedicated to your children, it's easy to dip into that money whenever you need it as an emergency. Let's say your car breaks down, you know you have savings, so you run into that savings account. Then you actually don't realize it, but slowly you are taking away from your children's funding if that's what you're saving for. So money mistake number 2 is to make sure that you save it separately. You can decide the investment vehicle or the saving vehicle that you want to use, but have the account separate so that you know specifically that that account is for your children. Money mistake number 3, don't beat me guys for this one, it's on me, this is all my opinion, but money mistake number 3 is basically buying or investing in those fancy Instagram worthy equipment for your children. For example, trying to make sure that you have this perfect looking nursery, and making sure that you have, you know, that Instagram stroller, that proper stroller. Like really evaluate if those things are necessary. And I'm saying these things can be money mistakes because you must evaluate your lifestyle. And let's say you buy all this fancy equipment and you have this nice nursery, but you actually don't need it because maybe your child ends up being a co-sleeper and you barely use the room and the fancy equipment that you may have bought. So just make sure that you evaluate the kind of lifestyle that you lead before you actually invest so much on certain things. And also, even with that fancy stroller, think about it, because let's say it's probably you're an outdoorsy person, you like for me example, outdoorsy, we like going for runs, doing simple things outdoors. So, and maybe that fancy stroller is for mall hopping, smooth surfaces, so it probably would be not of much value in my life, so I don't need it. Or you might find that you actually don't even go to the mall that much with your child, so the stroller is just going to be chilling there in the garage gathering dust. So just make sure that before you make any of these major Pinterest, Instagram worthy purchases, make sure that you actually need them based on your lifestyle. So that's money mistake number 3. Money mistake number 4 is thinking that you need a mom van or a big SUV just because now you have a baby. You probably don't. And I realized this because, hey guys, I almost fell into that trap. First time around, I remember our very first outing, my husband and I, when our baby was tiny. That's my daughter. When she was like 2 weeks old, my mom was around. So, or was it my aunt? One of them was around. So we quickly went to the dealership to just check out, because I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm still driving my first car that I bought when I started working. Oh my word, I need to upgrade because now we're gonna have a baby. Where we're gonna put the stroller, where we're gonna put the car seat, oh, when we're packing, is gonna be enough luggage space? That's what I was thinking. So our first trip was basically looking at cars, and we're so set on, okay, we're gonna get a car. But the more we actually had the baby with us, we realized that our car that we had was enough, and it was gonna carry us for the next foreseeable future. So we just stayed with our car, which was perfect. And when we had the second baby again, it felt like, hey, no, now we need a car. But then we realized a few road trips later that we were actually still surviving. We're still surviving with our little car that we had, like basically my first car when I started working. So you just need to really see that you don't always need a mom van. So now I've got one, but it really is not a necessity at the very beginning. So first assess if you really need it. Probably baby number 3, 4 plus, you might need to upgrade your car, but before that you really can survive with a normal small car. Maybe if you have a fancy 2-door car, you can't now access the back seat through doors, then maybe consider changing your car. Otherwise, changing your car after a baby is really not necessary. Final money mistakes I'm going to be talking about is buying formula or store-bought food for your child. This can be costly, and so if you can breastfeed, I know guys, I advocate for breastfeeding quite a lot, but if you, and I have actually quite a few videos on breastfeeding, so if you're breastfeeding, make sure that you check out my breastfeeding series. But basically guys, if you are breastfeeding, you save so much because formula is a lot. And also really evaluate if you need to top up on formula, because you might not need to. And then because so many of us think, oh no, let me just have formula as well to top up on top of the breastfeeding, and you might find that you actually don't need to top up. And if you're really anxious, maybe try express your breast milk so that you can see how much you're getting out, because sometimes when you're breastfeeding you don't see how much milk you actually giving your baby, and that can make a lot of new moms think, oh no, my baby's hungry, even though your baby's actually well fed and quite fine. So that's in the first part with the formula, and the second part is buying baby food. I know I used to buy a lot of those squishies or squishy rolls and Purity, those squeeze, they're quite nice. Those squeeze purees, I ended up getting into the habit of buying so many of these things, and I was like, no man, I'm spending so much money buying these purees when I can actually make them myself at home, and the ones that I blend up myself are actually even much healthier because they don't have as many preservatives. So make your own baby food, whether it's breastfeed or blending at home, and also try to avoid basically unnecessary spending on baby food. Like in the first year, your child survives on blended veggies and a lot of things that you can easily access at home and milk. So try to do that. So that's money mistake number 5, buying food for our children. So I won't mention other mistakes. There's lots of mistakes that we can make along the way, but we can navigate our way around it. But I just feel like these ones, especially the first few that I mentioned, are major, because it's like buying a car. It's a huge commitment. Making up a nursery that you end up not using, buying, let's say, a 10,000 rand cot, and then your baby never sleeps in it. Those are huge financial implications. That's why I mentioned them. So other things, there's other mistakes that we can make in motherhood, but these are just the ones that I wanted to highlight. I hope this video was beneficial for you, and if it was, make sure that you click that like button, and also if you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button as well, and stay tuned for more. And let me know what other money topics you guys want to focus on, because as moms it's really important that we need to have these conversations, because it can't just be about having the best gadgets. It has to also be about providing the best future for our children. Thanks guys, and I will see you next time.